Welcome to the Sweet Life.
Welcome to another episode of the Innovators Suite. I'm Ashley Scott and my co-host,
I'm Tori Ford.
And today we have the man that makes it happen behind the scenes, day in and day out for our business owners within our community. We have Mr. Antonio Jefferson.
Yes, ma'am. Glad to be here with you.
Thank you. Well,
Absolutely.
Mr. Jefferson is really no stranger to the Innovators Suite.
Nope.
Honestly, it is because of him that
we're here.
We're here.
Yeah.
So we thank you for taking a chance on us and what this podcast is created to do to bring together the community. So
Sure.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so in today's episode, we're going to talk about something that is my favorite, funding for businesses. And so
This is your specialty.
I'm happy, okay? And Mr. Jefferson, behind the scenes, we call him the supervisor, okay? Because he's the supervisor of all supervisors.
Okay, I'll take that.
Mr. Jefferson, can you share a little bit about how important it is for our business owners to advocate on Capitol Hill?
Well, listen, everything happens right at these steps that we face here today as it relates to helping our businesses throughout the state of Florida. You know, the state of Florida is the #1 state as it relates to a place for businesses to come and grow and succeed. But it all happens right here.
Wow.
And it's critically important that business owners, regardless of the size of the business, participate in the legislative process. Because again, whether it's policy, whether it's funding, both of those impact our businesses throughout Florida. And most of our chambers have a day here at the Capitol for where we bring our members to come and advance critical issues that face our businesses. Again, whether it's policy or funding, it's still critically important that business owners are involved in this process.
You mentioned something about chambers before and about every chamber has a day at the Capitol to kind of support small businesses. Let's talk about the role the Big Bend Minority Chamber of Commerce plays in our local community here for our local businesses and how you guys support local businesses here.
Sure. So thank you for that question, which is a great one. And every year, the Big Bend Minority Chamber of Commerce, because we are in the capital city, have the benefit of being close to the Capitol. So a lot of the legislation that goes on here, we can track it and we can get over and talk to various members, the committee chairs, what have you. But at the end of the day, most importantly, our chamber stays laser focused during the legislative session of all bills that are going to impact small businesses. And it doesn't have to be a minority business, because at the end of the day, pieces of legislation that come through this place impacts all businesses, regardless of size. So it's critically important that we follow all bills that have an impact on business. We also participate in Florida Black Chamber Day here on the Capitol. As part of, there's 13 other African American chambers throughout the state. Through the Florida Association of Black Chamber of Commerce, we have a Black Chamber Day here at the Capitol, where we bring members and presidents of those chambers from across the state, from Pensacola to Key West, and we have our day where we come together as a statewide group to advocate on the behalf of all businesses in Florida.
That's
because
amazing.
again, the legislation doesn't have an ethnicity tied to it. Whatever comes through these halls impacts all businesses, but we know that it has a greater impact on minority businesses. So it's critically important that we follow these key pieces of legislation, work with our delegation, work with other members that we've developed a relationship across the state with to ensure that we protect our businesses, and that pieces of legislation that come out of this Capitol only support businesses' growth and their ability to innovate and their ability to scale, their ability to see new markets.
And I think what's so cool is last year, right behind our production crew is the steps that we stood on, as well as with attorney Sean Pittman. So it was so interesting. Last year you were giving the Women's Council a briefing on what to expect. For folks that have never, and business owners that may not feel like it's attainable for them to, how accessible is it for them to come and speak with their representatives and elected officials?
Absolutely. And listen, this is a public process, and I have to remind our members of that. So it doesn't matter when you have an opportunity across the 60-day legislative session for which you can come to the Capitol and talk to our local legislative delegation, your senator, your House member, and advocate on the behalf of, and listen, the only story you need to tell is the story about your business and your journey and how things that have happened in these walls have impacted your business. Again, because these members need to hear those messages. And if you ever watch the debate on the floor, whether it's the House or Senate, you'll hear members talk about, I have a business in my district that has X problem, or I have a business in my district that this legislation will impact adversely. So it's critically important that those stories be told, because these members need that. That is the energy behind what happens in the course of developing legislation that's going to impact our businesses throughout Florida. It's all about relationship, and that's one of the great benefits that our chamber has. My chairman of our board is a lobbyist, so we have a little bit of extra benefit of being able to create relationships with other members, because Sean is advocating, throughout for different entities throughout the state of Florida. So there's a kind of a Rolodex of members that he's going to have access to, that now, because of that, our members now have that. So listen, it's not all about your local delegation. It's about having and connecting with other members that's in the Florida legislature. So it doesn't make a difference whether the member's from Miami or Pensacola. That member can help you. You just need to understand your issue, what you're asking, right? And also you need to be able to tell a story about how it either impacts your business positively or it impacts your business negatively.
You mentioned Sean and yourself and a lot of other members, board positioners. You guys are local business owners yourself. So you guys talk the talk and also walk the walk when it comes down to advocating for our local businesses, and how that also can affect you all as well in the position that you all play in our community.
This is during the 60 days of the legislative process.
Most important time.
We have got to get involved. Listen, protest doesn't lead to change in all cases, right? It's the advocacy, it's the voting, right? It's getting out here telling your story to somebody that has an impact on what's going to have to change. And if you're not up here doing this 60-day session,
you're not helping.
You're not helping.
You're not helping.
If you're not participating in the process during committee weeks, which starts this week here through December, you're not helping, right? And listen, we can complain all day about what happens, the lack of funding available for small businesses, the lack of opportunity, the lack of understanding of what are the arising things that we need to be concerned about, what these members are dealing with, and when they're talking with their constituents in their respective districts. Critically important. You got to be involved in the process. I call it sausage making at the end of the day, but I think that's the best way to, give you a visual description of it, is you got to be inside the sausage if you want to have an impact on the taste.
Some type of taste.
Right?
They want to have a voice. They want to be heard. They do have issues. Sometimes they're too busy to break away from their business during times, but contact the Big Bend Minority Chamber, Big Bend Minority Chamber of Commerce. They do have resources to help, to assist. Not to say that they're going to do it for you now, but make sure that you reach out to the people who do this for a living and make sure that they can assist you with the questions, concerns, anything that you have for local businesses.
We are going to have a member event to talk about how to advocate. Right? So that our members understand that when you walk through the doors of the Capitol, that you're not coming down here without a sense of purpose, without a sense of direction of where you're going, who you're going to talk to, and then how to get them. Because again, listen, they teach you in business school and entrepreneurial classes or whatever, have your elevator pitch.
Correct.
It's the same thing here in advocating for legislation.
But you know the great thing about this, sorry not to cut you off, is what business owners fail to realize is support. What you're saying is you were there for support, right? A lot of business owners here feel like they're by themselves, but you don't have to be by yourself. You have support.
Tori, I think this has been really good today. Mr. Jefferson, thank you for giving us an insight into this world that most people do not get to see. Right now, we're in the timeline. The timeline starts now. Like you said, committee week is now. Appropriations are due, I think, the second week in November.
So, but listen, the earlier you start, the better results you're gonna have. So get involved.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. If anybody have any other questions or any concerns, how can they reach out to you?
So they can reach us at info@mybbmc.org. That's info@mybbmc.org, or by phone at 850-577-0789.
All right. Well, Ashley, I think there's only one thing left.
It's only one thing, and Mr. Jefferson already knows.
He's accustomed to it.
Okay, you ready, Mr. Jefferson?
I don't know.
We gotta get a we gotta get a welcome to the sweet life.
Yep.
Can we get a welcome to the sweet life?
Welcome to the sweet life.
Welcome to the sweet life.